Judgment here. It's time to do another update on Nerezza's progress, and this may be the last. I believe she may have gone as far as she reasonably can, but I will outline some options for her future progress a bit later in this video. I'll start here by outlining what her gear was and what it's now become. The weapon was a wizard spike bone knife. It's now a silenced military pick. Now, compared to the wizard spike, it has the same plus 75 all resists, it has magic find, it does not have cast rate, it does not have the boost for mana, but it does have plus 2 to skills, and it also has mana per kill. Now, I've made this in a military pick, and when I was choosing a weapon, I had to decide something that was low level and something that's with sufficient attack speed, because the laying of traps depends on attack speed, not cast rate. It has a base weapon speed of -10, and the alternative here is to use a crystal sword. Now, the military pick has a lesser strength requirement of 40, but a higher dexterity requirement of 27, whereas a crystal sword has a strength requirement of 43 and no dexterity requirement at all, but it has a base weapon speed of 0. If you look on the attack speed calculator, and you factor in that attack speed while laying traps also works with the skill burst of speed, it turns out that with a military pick you only need burst of speed to be up to level 4 to gain the maximum track laying speed of 9 frames. If you use a crystal sword, you need burst of speed to be up to level 9 to gain the same speed. So that's why I've gone with the military pick. It turns out that I've not had to put any additional points into dexterity, because I have 3 to dexterity from that charm, another 2 from the helm, and another 2 from that amulet. The helm is a Hull and Crest Shako with a perfect topaz in it. That crafted amulet as before, plus 2 to skills and 19 magic find. The shield was a Rhyme Tower shield, but I have gone for the Grim Shield here. This one was used by Agniastra for some time. I have gone for the Grim Shield because it has simply more defense, and the blocking percentage, it turns out, is the same because it's so low. I'd point out this is a perfect superior Grim Shield for defense, and at 173 that's the same as a perfect normal Troll Nest. Boots as before, those crafted boots, also from Agniastra, 30 run walk, 25 magic find, and boost to mana regeneration, fire resistance. The same poison resistance magic find ring, a gold wrap battle belt, and this also factors into the attack speed calculation. Gold wrap is one of only 2 belts in the game that give you attack speed. I've upgraded this to a battle belt. The same 30% Nagel ring. What were previously 35% chance guards have now been replaced by 39% chance guards, and up once to heavy braces. To up them again to van braces would require strength of 106, and I don't feel like going that high. The same Talrasher armour as before, and with this gear on, a feature of it is that every single item on this character has some degree of magic find. The charms, 1 to traps, and as I've said in the last video, that's a rare one with hit recovery, a decent Geed's charm. Now down here I did previously have hit recovery charms, but I'm now using run walk charms, 2 of them. There's one that's perfect for mana and magic find, poison resist magic find charm, another poison resist magic find charm. Now, one of the features of the silenced weapon is it also has 20 hit recovery, and in combination with that grand charm there, that takes her up to 32, which passes the same 27 breakpoint that I achieved previously with a wizard spike and some faster hit recovery charms down here. On switch, a wand of lower resistance. Now there previously was a Blade of Ali Baba there, but I've gone for the wand of lower resistance because it simply makes tackling Bale and Lister's Pack and Diablo a bit quicker. I can see the day where this character will only run the ancient tunnels and the pits, and I may go back to the Blade of Ali Baba, a Sanctuary Tower Shield, principally for the resistances. So on normal weaponry we have this. Blocking percentage is very low, but resistances are maxed out except for poison. On switch we have this. The Mercenary, the same Treachery Diamond Mail. Nerezza found an Andarel's Visage Demon Head, which I've put on the Mercenary. I did experiment here with both Gwilym's Face, Andarel's Visage and a Steel Skull Cask. But I've gone with the Andarel's Visage Demon Head because of the larger lifesteal and attack speed. With the Fade Aura, once it's triggered from the Treachery armour, Gulzar's resistances are maxed out, and we don't really need to put something like a Ral rune in the Demon Head to negate the -30 fire resistance. It's the weapon that's caused some problems here. Now I've done something a bit different here, something I've never seen anybody else use. I made this on stream. I have had the runes set aside for this for quite some time. It's the rune word Eternity in a Man-Catcher. Now I picked a Man-Catcher because it has the fastest attack speed possible of any polearm or spear that can be used by an Act 2 mercenary. So it has a base weapon speed of -20, which is an increment faster than a Thresher. The high point of this one was the damage roll, 309 out of a possible 310. So Gulzar the mercenary, who is a Might Aura mercenary, now carries 20% crushing blow, and the various other useful mods including Cannot Be Frozen, an additional 30 magic find, hit blinds target is handy in actual gameplay, 7% lifesteal, and also slows target by 33%. At some stage in the future I may regret doing this because it enables Gulzar in combination with the Andarel's Visage Demon Head to pass the attack speed breakpoint at 52. But had I made this in a Thresher, there's a breakpoint at 75, and you could also get to that one by running the 45 attack speed off the Treachery, another 20 off the Andarel's Visage Demon Head, and then socket that with an attack speed duel. It also may come to the stage where I'll run a Steel Skull Cask there for the additional magic find, and only play in less dangerous areas like the pit and the ancient tunnels. But at the moment I'm still concentrating on levelling, and I would prefer Gulzar to have the extra lifesteal. She still has one socket quest left and one respec left. These are both in Hell level, and I'll outline in a moment some of the options that could be done with those. At the moment I'm not seeing too much better for the socket quest than to use it in the lacquered plate and add in more magic find. The skills are much the same as before. I've maximised Fire Blast, Shockweb, Lightning Sentry, Death Sentry. I have Shadow Master up to a sufficient level where she gets her best gear, and I may have overdone that a touch, but I don't regret it. Notice that Burst of Speed, even on weapon switch, is still the level 5 necessary to gain maximum trap laying speed. Anything extra I'm now putting into Charge Bolt Sentry. I'll show you Nerezza's best find so far. In the last video I said that her best find so far was a jar room, but on stream a couple of weeks ago she did find a Burr rune, which raises the possibility of making her own self-found enigma. But I'd say I'm unlikely to do this because I always intended Nerezza to be a totally running character. An rune, which is another possibility for the remaining socket quest, and as before the 3 hardest runes for Call to Arms. Though I find with the Shadow Master and the Mercenary the playing style is somewhat relaxed and I don't really feel the need for Call to Arms. This is another self-found item, an ethereal 313 out of 320 Bone Hue Ogre Axe, which I put in 2 Ammon runes for 14% lifesteal. Now this is definitely an alternative for the Eternity Mancatcher I showed you, but I'm thinking that this weapon is more functional at lower levels because with this weapon on the mercenary, Gulzar has no crushing blow. And another alternative is to bring in a Gwillem's face to replace the Andarel's visage or a steel skull. Nerezza still has 10 stat points remaining, and I've set those aside in case I would like to change the armour to Skull Desire. And yesterday on stream, Smipel found as good a Skull Desire as I've ever found, 195 out of 200 enhanced defence. So another scenario is to put the stat points in to get strength up to 97, replace that arm with Skull Desire, which then drops cold lightning and fire resistance by 40. I could then in theory put in something like Moses' Circle or a Sanctuary Runeword Shield, but then I'm dropping Cannot Be Frozen, and then I'd have to replace one of these 2 rings with something like a Ravenfrost. On this normal weapon configuration, the magic find is 435. Nerezza is still carrying the same amulet to enable her to equip Thunder God's Vigour for protection against souls. So another alternative is to put the 10 stat points, put some of those into dexterity, and I'm trying to craft a better amulet, though I'm not going to do too much better than that. Now there is one other option I could consider here for prioritising damage over magic find, and that's to take out the Nagel ring and the poison resistance magic find ring and replace them with both with Stones of Jordan. Now as I said before, every item on this character at the moment has magic find. It would certainly help me level Nerezza a little faster were I to use 2 Stones of Jordan here. However, I don't like running my characters with outrageously unobtainable gear. In all the years I've been playing, I've only found 6 Stones of Jordan. 3 of them are on other characters at the moment, so I do in fact have 2 I could spare for those 2 positions. But at the moment I'll try and keep going as I am, but as I get closer towards level 95 I may reconsider, because there's going to be a lot of gameplay involved to get that next level. At the moment the highest rune on this character is a Vex. Gulzar the mercenary, well, the highest rune there is a Burr, but that took a lot of obtaining, and there's a Sir rune there as well. Alternatives to that Eternity Mancatcher are the ethereal Bone Hue I've shown you, but if you're just starting out and you can't get either a Bone Hue or one of the high-end rune words, then a good alternative is Arioch's Needle. I've been fortunate enough to find 3 ethereal Bone Hue, 3 ethereal Arioch's Needles, but I've yet to find an ethereal Reaper's Toll. Alright, let's have a quick go at some of the monsters. We'll just have a quick go at Eldritch and Pindleskin. So, burst of speed up, 3 lightning traps. I can cast Cloak of Shadows if I want. Death Sentry. Nothing particularly notable there. I have got a Griswold weapon from Eldritch, which I thought was a very surprising drop. We'll pick up a mana potion. Now you do have to pick up mana potions on the way. Interface Pindleskin.
I should have known.
Mind Blast. Now the problem here is that you have to get quite close for the mercenary to join in. In fact, he still hasn't done so. Right, he's done so there. Mind Blast for those ones back there. You'll notice the mercenaries hit blind target. There's another mana potion. Possibly the best comparison I can make with this character and my other high level characters is with Sigma, my level 98 Necromancer. They both carry similar levels of magic find, but this I have to say is a slightly easier character to play because of the effect of the Shadow Master providing a significant distraction from having Nerezza attacked by other monsters. Compared to Sigma, Nerezza probably clears the lower level areas a bit faster, but is nowhere near as fast for clearing end of act monsters. Gulzar the Mercenary is still a bit on the fragile side, and one of the advantages of playing Necromancer is that you can support your Mercenary quite well with Bone Wall, Bone Prison, Life Tap if necessary, Amplify Damage, and that helps keep the Mercenary alive. However, there's not quite the options available to Nerezza, and consequently Gulzar does go down every now and again, but with another couple of levels, if I get that far, he may be a little bit more durable. I'm not certain how far I will take this character. I think level 95 is achievable, though it's going to take a lot of gameplay, and the reason being that to kill the monsters that offer the most experience, that's essentially Lister's Pack, Bale and Diablo, it's quite slow. I am going to try and make an effort to get Nerezza to level 95, and after that she may become my TV character. And by that I mean that I can play this character through areas like the Worldstone Keep, the Pit and the Ancient Tunnels without having to really concentrate all that hard on what I'm doing, unlike many of my other characters. At 435 magic find, that should offer her sufficient magic find to try and gain some good drops. I am still keeping an individual Grail web sheet for her, many items still to go, but ultimately this may be one character where I may find with her the 2 unique items I am yet to find, that is, both unique sacred armours. I'll put up another video if I do the changes I have outlined as being possible, but for the moment this will have to do, and hopefully Nerezza's drops will feature in the monthly drops videos. So thanks once again for watching.